Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans around the world? This is my very brief, condensed analysis review of Monday Night Raw from February 11th, 2013. So I have these three bullet point pieces of paper about what I thought about Raw, and I'll kind of briefly go over what I thought was interesting about each segment. First, we had, if you've noticed, and since they went to 3-hour Raws, the video packages have just been booming. This is actually the first Raw in I don't know how long where they didn't go overboard with the tout. I couldn't even remember if they even mentioned tout, which is a good thing. They keep mentioning, they mentioned how they hit over 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. Well, it's because they had original content. Like the Zack Ryder show, which was referred to in the past tense because it was canceled. The only show that's reoccurring now is Inbox and JBL and Cole show. I want my Ryder. Are you serious? Okay. So, we opened up with Paul Heyman in the ring, and he's threatening to quit. CM Punk comes out and tries to get him to stay. These guys have a great dynamic together. It's definitely, Paul Heyman definitely can, incite the crowd, whether on his side or even better against him. So it's pretty interesting dynamic between these guys. I love it. This is, CM Punk is the champ in his eyes. It's pretty cool how, it's brainwashed in a way, but it's pretty neat how they just constantly feed off each other. Punk's amazing. Then we had Khali versus Mark Henry. Awful match. I'm not a big fan of either of them. I'll be the first to admit I don't like Mark Henry, but Mark Henry looked like Kurt Angle or AJ Styles compared to Great Khali. It was the worst. Khali can't sell for anything. You put him up against a guy who I personally don't like, in Mark Henry, and he makes Mark Henry look like a freaking champ. So maybe that's why they did it. Khali, he's a 7-foot tall guy. That's all he's got going for him. Hashtag Great Baba. Then we had a backstage segment with Teddy and Booker. Oh yeah, Mark Henry slammed Hornswoggle as well. Fire. Backstage segment with Teddy and Booker. Y2J walks in and he wants Elimination Chamber match. So they say that he's got to face, I think it's Daniel Bryan for a chance in the Elimination Chamber. Oh wait, no, they're just going to have two guys facing each other that are in the Elimination Chamber match already. Setting up for later tonight. Then we had Vicky. Vicky is backstage segment. Vicky is talking with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman interrupts the conversation she's having with Vince McMahon, and over the phone, Paul Heyman gets him to agree to a stipulation in The Rock vs. CM Punk title match that the title will be, normally a title is only lost in a submission, a pinfall, not in disqualification, not in count out. However, they're making an exception, so they're going to definitely make you think what could possibly be happening here. I'm excited to see the potential Elimination Chamber main event, what's going to happen. Then we had a Fandango ad. They definitely, last week, after 2 months of him not being mentioned at all, they had him come back last week, and it was definitely overtly homosexual, blatant, fake, homosexual character. And this one is a lot more toned down. A stereotypically gay character. I don't know why they're doing that now, but I don't know. This is a little more toned down. Then we finally had the Daniel Bryan vs. Y2J match. Too short of a match. Great talent. Y2J won with the Code Breaker. A fun match. He's a two top tier talent. Y2J had an amazing match last week. He doesn't have bad matches. He's more than willing to put over other talent. That being said, he did win tonight, but last night, whatever. Then we had a three-man band challenging John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. A squash match. I really don't get why even do this. Three-man band are funny. They're three guys that definitely are trying to get more ring time, and I mean it was just a pure squash match. They had a couple, air guitar. That's about it. Then we had a highlight of the paint job from this past week's SmackDown with Del Rio and Big Show. Good comedy, I guess, there. Big Show they're doing a backstage segment from earlier today. Alex Riley and Yoshitatsu, for some reason, are talking about how funny it was, and then they're brutally attacked by Big Show. For some reason, there was cameras on them. But it was nice to see them on Raw. Then we had a Big Show promo. He comes out, Matt Striker interviews him, and gets whacked straight in the face, knocked out, unconscious. Big Show trolls, and he hints that he's going to talk, but he's so pissed off. He just walks off. Then last week we had one of the greatest champions of all time, Bruno Sammartino. It was announced that he's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. And they had about a 4.5, 5-minute video package on him, and they had a slightly condensed version featured here. Great, congratulations, he deserves being there. Then we actually had Zack Ryder had a match on Monday Night Raw. I could not believe it. He's facing the real American Jack Swagger, who came out with Zebediah Couture, who, I'm not going to say who, but he's been around for a long time, but he hasn't been on TV in years, and it looked really out of place, and it was a big squash for Zack Ryder. He had that dive that was cool, but he didn't really have any offensiveness. I guess they're really trying to push Jack Swagger. It's the year of the beard, 2013. Swagger's going to have a title because he's got a beard. This is the best Swagger's ever been, I think. I'm loving his character, but I do not. The promo that Zebediah started doing was just terrible. It was obviously he was aiming it at Mexicans. Maybe they're going to put him in a feud setting up with Rey Mysterio or Sin Cara or something. They're talking about illegals and border patrol, and I'm not Hispanic American, but I was definitely kind of offended by it. Yeah. Then we had backstage Ziggler confronting Booker and Teddy, and he wants to be in the Elimination Chamber. They kind of set it up where he's like, oh, I don't need another title shot. I have Money in the Bank. And then Big E's talking. He's like, yeah, you should give him another title shot. And then Ziggler's like, yay! So Ziggler versus Kane was announced for later in the evening. It's an interesting matchup, two of my favorite superstars, but it's kind of interesting that they kind of hinted that he already had a title. Alright. Then we had a title shot, rather. Then we had a video of Brock wrecking havoc on the WWE Universe. Can't wait to see him. I'm seeing him live in March for the first time. Then we had Miz versus Cody Rhodes. Nice, classic back-and-forth match. Short. I mean, I don't get why Raw is a 3-hour show and you're given 4-minute matches. It's one thing if it's a 4-minute Divas match, which we've gotten used to. But now Divas matches are 2 minutes long. There wasn't even a Divas match last night. I mean, what the heck? But now you got frickin' main eventers and even mid-carders doing 4-minute matches. But then you had Antonio Cesaro attacking the hell out of Miz. He did this spinning thing on the outside and just smashing him like a frickin' yo-yo. It was cool as hell. I mean, I love the Miz, but I mean, it was frickin' cool. I'm surprised that what Cesaro's done hasn't been done to Miz before, or anybody else rather. But like, you're giving him a 4-minute match, Vince. Come on, bro. Bro, are you serious? Like, why are these matches only getting 4 minutes? Less video packages. Let these guys be who they are and give them more than 4 minutes. But it was a cool finish, setting up for the feud even more. Cesaro being the Swiss-born man with the American flag. It's definitely getting the classic foreigner heat. Throwing him in that barricade was awesome. We had a WrestleMania video package, a reading video package. Then we had a new G.I. Joe preview starring Dwayne. Then we had Primo Epico, Rosa versus Brodus Tensai in the Funkadactyls. It's just a tag team match, but the women kind of got involved. Very quick match. At first, I'm thinking, man, eventually they're going to have a Brodus and Tensai big feud, like a real feud. But it looks like for at least the time being, they're going to have Tensai being a good guy. And, you know, doing the dance moves, and it's funny seeing this massive, huge, menacing-looking guy killing it on the dance floor. That is the ring. The highlight of this was honestly, besides Tensai being crazy, is I can't remember which Funkadactyl it was, but Rosa tried attacking them as they were dancing after the squash, and after Tensai got the win, I should say. Rosa tried attacking them, and they kicked her out, and then one of them did this crazy, like, she went to one side of the ring and ran, and did this crazy, like, tease flip out, and then the other one did a baseball slide and just whipped her straight in her face. It was cool as hell. It was like the first time I'm actually like, hey, Funkadactyls. Then Shield cut a promo, and they were doing their best Bane voices, and they were talking like this. They were like, I'm an old timer, brother. Like, they're doing these crazy voices. They kept calling out. The lights went out black, came back, and then guess what? Came out to brawl. Cena's shoe fell off again. This time he caught it in time. If you rewind it, as they're chasing the Shield up the stairs, you can see him put his shoe back on. Dude, start wearing real wrestling boots. You won't have that problem, I swear to God. But it's an interesting feud. It's setting up. Rumor is the elimination match is going to be these 6 guys. That's just a rumor I've heard. I don't know. And yes, if you want to know, I'm rooting for Shield. Then we had Damien Sandow cut a promo just ripping on Nashville's, how he hates their country music and how he prefers classical music. It was pretty funny. He's got a beard. Represent for the Beard Brothers. My brothers in beard. Then we had Del Rio came out. Practically another squash match. He got him in the cross arm breaker in only a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes. It was a good match, but just super duper short. Like, man. Bo Dallas attacked Wade Barra in the backstage. Way to put over a good guy. Attack him. Then we had another Fandango promo. Then we had Kofi versus Wade Barra. And remember, Wade Barra had just got the crap beat out of him by Bo Dallas. And Kofi did that front baseball slide trying to get Wade Barra, and he got caught up in there, and Wade just beat him down, got that bullhammer, and got the win really quick. Just a simple match. We've seen them wrestle so much. It's been like, what, their feud's 3 months now? December 31st, well, I guess, whatever. It's been happening for a minute, so I'd say let's move on to the next feud. 2 months is too long for right now, I think. Either push Wade Barra to the main event, Kofi to the main event, do something. No, I guess you got the IC title, so I rescind what I just said. Then we had Kane versus Dolph Ziggler in Elimination Chamber qualifier. Kane got the win after AJ tried to help Dolph, but he got stalled in confusion, and Kane got the win. These are 2 of my favorite wrestlers. It's tough to root for one over the other. I know they want me to root for Kane, but how can you not love Dolph Ziggler? He's just amazing at everything he does. He's more than happy to put over anybody. I'm hoping he cashes in, man. Oh, be epic. Then we had, they're teasing again that him and AJ are gonna feud. Big E, I assume, is gonna turn on him one day. I don't know if they're gonna do the Shawn Michaels Diesel bodyguard thing. Then we had Rock coming out and telling stories about how when he was like 17 he moved to Nashville and crackhead, 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 hashtag crackhead, hashtag. I mean, he's telling about this hilarious story about buying his first car from a crackhead and for like $50 or $75 I think, and there was a crackhead in the back seat. It was really funny. I just couldn't believe he's able to say it. I mean, he's The Rock. I guess he can say whatever he wants. We had CM Punk and Paul Heyman coming out to interrupt The Rock. It was a great segment. You thought Rock was going to get the comeuppance, and Paul Heyman gave him the trip, and Rock sold it so well, Paul Heyman tripping him, and then he set him up for the GTS. Rock came up, and it was like, ugh, and it was over with. I had a good time with it. I think it was a lot better than last week's. The only thing, obviously I'm not trying to be negative, but make the matches a little bit longer, less promos. Appreciate you not having all those touts. That definitely. What if you had some touts, man? These matches would have been a minute and a half long. But I'm a WWE fan. I'm a huge fan. So, Big Mark, I admit it. I'm first to admit it. So let me know what you think of Raw. What you thought of Raw, rather. You're looking forward to main event. Looking forward to Saturday Morning Slam, Friday Night SmackDown, WWE in general. You going to any shows? I'm going to the 2 in March that are going to be in Indiana. Yeah, so I'm excited. Let me know what you think about this video. Appreciate you watching, and have a nice day.